Hello from Warwick Castle for the Haunted Castle. Time to do the castle dungeon and have some fears.
Are you going to turn things into really horrible, nasty, vile, ugly things? Wow, that was quick.
Master Richard Neville, Earl of Warwick, make
Someone likes doing a bit of gardening. I hope you're counting my wages there. These two have been at this arm wrestling match for years and they're still going strong.
At least got the swords. No guns this time. Sure about this? Because at least with a pistol in your hand, you have a fighting chance!
That wooden thing down there is the world's largest trebuchet, and later on this evening when it goes dark we're actually going to watch that being set off, and it's going to send a fireball through the sky. Can't wait.
First bird that we're going to have a look at in the show is Sydney. Sydney is an adult bald eagle at 29 years of age. It's actually the oldest eagle that we have here at the castle, and followed by well, Molly. And Molly is a juvenile bald eagle, and that's the reason why it's a slightly different colour. Often people think that Molly is a golden eagle, but she will eventually turn into a very beautiful bird like Sydney. And Sydney is actually a wild bird, and it's very rare that we get to work with wild eagles, but 29 years ago Sydney was actually sitting in a nest in Canada, being reared by Ma and Pa in the normal manner, and then something fairly horrendous happened. The whole forest caught fire, and if it wasn't for the brave actions of a Canadian ranger climbing up a tree and saving Sydney and Samantha, another bald eagle that we have, then we wouldn't obviously have them here today, and that's a brilliant thing to do. But in bringing them into captivity as youngsters, very, very small youngsters, only a couple of weeks of age, they had to be hand-reared for a substantial amount of time until they could feed for themselves. And this, actually, although most people don't really get this, it leaves them with some sort of deep psychological problems. In the actual fact, they believe they are human beings. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a human being. Sydney is convinced that he is, in fact, a Canadian Ranger. And nothing wrong with Canadian Rangers. Sydney does actually have a substantial well, lager deal. He actually did a commercial once over for a famous lager company, and so he has got quite a good deal going on there. But the downside to Sydney thinking that he's a Canadian Ranger is that when he wants to make babies, he's going to want to make babies with a Canadian Ranger, and that's why the birds are not released back into the wild. So Sydney has flown pretty much all of his life doing demonstrations, and for 18 years essentially only had 18 days of chocolates. Or maybe Sydney could remember just those first couple of weeks being reared by Ma and Pa in a normal manner, but the following year we ended up with a first and southern Spain as well. And Frank spends most of his time sort of going round in these tight circles. And Rosie, at 18 months of age, is a fairly serious big bird. We haven't actually ever put it on the weighing scales, but adult males can have a body weight of 34 pounds and a 10'6" wingspan. And Rosie, well, has had quite a lot of work to get her into the show, it has to be said. A lot of circumstances brought Rosie to Warwick Castle. We have a breeding pair of Andean condors, and they laid eggs for the first time at 19 years of age. Both eggs were fertile. The first egg, we were ever so excited, hatched, and because the eggs are laid on a 3 or 4 day cycle, Rosie was just about to hatch, and unfortunately the first chick died. And so we took a decision very early on to take Rosie as a hatching egg and rear her herself. So she grew up here at the castle, and it's a very serious bird. It took 8 months to...
So this is the Great Hall. So we're about to go into the scare maze at Warwick Castle. So I hope it's a good one, and I hope we come out petrified. So now that it's gone dark, Warwick Castle is now all lit up, looking very pretty. So we're eating pizza pasta for our dinner, and it looks like that this guy is watching us while we eat. So very, very creepy. Right, so now that we've had our dinner, we're gonna burn it all off now, and we're gonna climb this tower, 500 steps. So it's called Guy's Tower, and we'll see what happens at the top.
All you get to see, you want to see that wood, so to speak, in the chimney of the tank. See? And you can that's what is the first room. You commit to that, Dad, you can't go back.
It's one way only. Knackered already.
What happens if someone wants to come down?
So we're at the top of Guy's Tower and I'm absolutely knackered already. But you get a cracking view from up here. You can see right across the whole of Warwick. Just come around here. See right across, and then a nice church over there. Or a cathedral, I don't know which one it is to be honest. But definitely not for one who is scared of heights. Fireworks! I think this is really cute. This is the dog house. It's even got it on the gate. See? Please leave the dog alone. See, we said it was a haunted castle. The Haunted Hollows.
This is a tale of three children bold, on one Halloween night, story and told. Too much candy from their neighbors they did take. It is known that their greed set their fate. All the village's treats they did amass, except one last house, whose gates no one would pass. To this spooky old mansion the craving children went. To the last of the town's candy, they were fast on its scent. Along the path of shattered sleep they cautiously walked, greeted by cawing ravens and a black cat that stalked. Clang, 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 the cauldron-shaped door knocked.
So which one should we take, trick or treat? Okay, so we've done treat, so now it's time to do trick. Looks a bit dark as well. So basically we'd done the trick as well, and the trick was, it was a dead end. So it was do the treat basically. A good thing about Warwick Castle is when it gets too cold outside, you can always come in and sit by the fire. This is the trebuchet that we saw before from the window that I said that we'll be seeing later, firing a fireball, and it's about to start. So we're going to go and watch a fireball being flung across the night sky and past the moon.
Come on, mate! Get off those wheels! You're whining like a maiden, mate! Come on! The enemy is close now, and I'll show them what we are made of. As Trebuchet Master, Ursa is my responsibility, and it's my job to keep her turning, and keep these lazy dogs moving. I am a master of warfare, and this machine is my finest weapon. This machine can shoot a projectile 300 meters at 150 miles per hour. If I don't operate her with absolute precision, if this arm releases accidentally, it will decapitate me in an instant. But I don't have time to worry about that. I have to shoot this machine every 6 minutes, or the Kingmaker Neville will have my head. There is no room for error. This is war, and we have to win. I could go easy on our enemy and fire dead and rotting animals. Pigs or horses are a good choice. These spread disease among their camps, killing them off slowly. But why would I do that when I could send the pale-faced heads of their Yorkie spies back at them? Send them a message that we are strong and will not give up without a fight. It's time to show these Yorkies what we are made of, and use the ultimate missile that will strike fear into the hearts of even the most valiant of knights. A fireball! Incoming cannon!
Trebuchet Master, we need this machine to launch at my command. People of Warwick, today is not the day that we bow to Yorkist law. We stand proud by our castle. And we will march on for the crown. We will march on for the true king. And we will march on to our victory. Are you with us? Trebuchet Master, their cannon range in.